parked because DoorDash has me on a wild goose chase trying to find a hot spot. And my stepdaughter has been doing DoorDash longer than me. She doesn't seem to be doing that. When she does DoorDash, she just sits in our driveway. But I have really bad service in our driveway, I think. So I'm like, it comes and goes. So I don't like to do that. But anyway, I came on. I might go back home, but which is like right across the street from where I'm sitting. I wanted to do Love is Blind season 9 predictions. I had to write down all the names because I don't remember everyone's name. I wrote it like on the box. Season 9 predictions of Love is Blind. I just finished because anytime I watch that, I like binge it and then I get annoyed because there's nothing left to watch until they release the next several episodes. So they leave you off while they're like on their vacation, which we consider like the honeymoon before they even get married. And right now it's a disaster like it usually is on Love is Blind. And I was going to share my predictions. If you've been watching the show, you could leave yours in the comments too. And what do you call it? Love is Blind predictions. Right now, I think only maybe a couple of the couples, maybe one or two, might, like the ones that are the sitting couples right now on the show, may say yes on their wedding days. The only couple right now or two couples maybe, because the previews for the next group of episodes that comes out next Wednesday is on Netflix, and just want to let you know there's spoilers in this. I should have put spoilers in the title, but I forgot. But there are spoilers. If you haven't watched it yet, or you're planning to watch it, or you're in the middle of it, of the first 6 episodes. Episode 4 and 5 really dragged on. It was like annoying, especially when that girl kept crying. She was really pissing me off. I think it was Casey. I don't remember anymore. The last couple like proposals were like annoying to me, and I think they just dragged it on and on and on. They could have just kept the couples that they had, the few, and just ran with them, but no, they had to like milk a couple more couples. So they had 6, and then it wound up being 5 by the time they went to wherever they went to, Cabo or something, for their like honeymoon thing before they go back to Colorado. I think that's where they're all from, and then maybe get married. So the only 2 couples right now that I think may say yes on their wedding day are Sparkle Megan and Jordan. I didn't like Megan at first, but when she showed that she was vulnerable, that's when she appealed to me. I didn't like her until then. I thought she was really annoying. But that's when like, I don't know. That's when she grew on me. And then Jordan's all right. I think she would be a really good stepmother for his child. Oh, thanks for the like. I think she would make a really good stepmother for his child. Right now, they're the only couple that I really feel will say yes on their wedding day. And then Anton and Allie, I thought possibly would. And then I was trying to think back on the last few seasons, or couple seasons, and I feel like there might be a yes on their wedding day. I think that might be what it is. Because I think the last time they did, it was like that. But just because they're the first couple to get engaged doesn't mean they will get married. But I feel like they might. Because I know like in the previews for next week's episodes, Anton gives Allie a hard time because she's kind of a slob. But I think that something that you could possibly overlook when you get married. Like for me personally, it was. Hi, Lawrence. Welcome. And welcome everybody else who just dropped by. There's going to be some spoilers in this live on Love is Blind season 8. Or 9, I mean, season 9. Oh my god, I can't believe we're on the 9th season already. And then, this is going to be a spoiler for you if you haven't watched it yet. But Patrick and Casey, they were one of the 6 couples to get engaged on the new season of Love is Blind. However, Casey kind of half-assed broke up with Patrick, who happens to be an Asian guy. Casey's not. And she really led him on when she told him that she can't go with him on their, like, that pre-honeymoon thing with the other couples, the other 5 couples. And rather than telling him the truth, which was she's not attracted to him, she's like, I don't want to go with you to, go with you. But outside of the pods and outside of the vacation, when we're back in Colorado, we can get together still. And she was like kissing him and stuff and crying. And like, I just knew this was all phony. I think this Casey girl just wanted her 15 minutes of fame. She wanted her airtime like a lot of the other people on the show. And she didn't have the guts to just tell him the truth. And I didn't understand why Patrick even proposed to Casey, except for the fact that Anna had left. Anna, I think that's her name. That's the other Asian. She was a chubby Asian woman. I liked her. I thought she was great for like any of the guys. And I think Patrick realized, and he was gonna maybe propose to her, but she ghosted everybody. So like, had she had stayed, he probably would have proposed to her. But like in the other episode or 2 ago, season ago, they reminded me, Patrick and Anna remind me of what's his name and what's her name, Bliss. And I forget the lawyer guy's name. I followed them on Instagram, and they had a baby. And they wound up connecting outside of the pods when they went back home. And he told her, I realized I picked the wrong one. Me and so, I think it was Irina, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I can picture him, the lawyer guy, the nerdy guy. He told Bliss, he's like, I couldn't marry her. She wasn't nice. And they wound up getting married another happily ever after. I think that might happen with Patrick and Anna. He's going to go home, and he hopefully will. And she was weird because she's like, I don't usually date Asian guys, Anna, but I think, there might be other people out there for her or him, but I really feel like in terms of the show, they really connected. And instead, he picked Casey, who doesn't even like him. And on the side, she's like, I'm really not attracted to Patrick, but blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to. She was just a bitch. And I'm like, this is just weird because, like, I don't know. I don't have anything against Asian people, like Oriental Asian people. I've dated. I dated one years ago, and I don't know. If I find some of them attractive, so if I was single, I'm married now, but if I was single and I went on Love is Blind, I wouldn't necessarily knock somebody just because they were Asian. I wouldn't necessarily be attracted to them, but I guess, like, everyone's got their thing. But I'm just disappointed in Casey because she wasn't honest with Patrick. And I think that's the problem that me and other people have that watch Love is Blind, is that she wasn't honest with him. And she let him on, and that's not cool. Oh, hi, Muhammad. Welcome. So I think that's going to happen eventually when they go back home. KB and Edmund, I like Edmund to an extent. After a while of seeing him in the show while they were still in the pods, I'm like, I don't think he's going to say yes on their wedding day, because there's just something about him. I don't think he's ready for marriage. And more I'm seeing that, and there's other things, like, it's just red flags with him behavior-wise, and he's very immature. He was, like, crying because all the other couples said they were having sex already, already after meeting each other for like a day or two. I think that's what it is. And him and KB they haven't had sex yet. And he literally cried. This guy is like really immature. Like, I don't know. He's just very weird. And he's been like that. But I think he's a nice guy. He just has a lot of issues. And he also was in a foster home. And I think he has like a lot of relationship issues, which aren't necessarily his fault. And I feel bad for him. And some people in the comments on Instagram are like, they think that Edmund is autistic. And I'm like, maybe. But at the same time, it's like whether he is or isn't, I feel like a lot of the issues, like he has a lot of emotional issues, especially Edmund. I think a lot of the issues he has in relationships are not necessarily his fault, but he has issues. But KB, on the other hand, I think she's very mean. Like I commented that on Instagram today. I was like, I think she's really mean to him, and she just picked a fight, like an argument with him, an argument slash fight. And she has an attitude problem. I told my husband, I told my husband that today when I was texting him when he was at work about the show. And I was like, I really think that girl has an attitude problem, picking fights with him. And like, they're on different levels. Like, they're very clearly incompatible. If they were to say yes on their wedding day, I highly doubt it. I think they're going to break up before then. I don't think Edmund's ready for a relationship, and I think that KB, I don't know, has a problem. She has a very strong personality issue, and I don't even know if she would be good for any man right now, with the attitude problem that she has. If you watch Love Is Blind season 9, you might understand what I mean. She's just very mean to him. And she got mad at him because she was like asking him, how would you behave if a man put his hands on me while we're walking down the street or something? And I'm like, why would a man put his hands on you? Why would this even happen? Why do you need to know how he would behave in these situations? Why not let the man live? Like, what the hell? What the hell is wrong with you, woman? Like, I'm the kind of person where, like, I don't like to necessarily discuss situational things. I just like to live and learn. I'm very hands-on. Like, I would just rather live, and if that happens, if a man puts his hands on me, then if my husband is with me, then let's see what he does. But I'm not going to be like, if we're walking down the street and a man puts his hands on me, how are you going to respond? What are you going to do? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, woman? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not that kind of person. It just doesn't make sense to me. She just has an attitude problem. I think she has a weird personality. She's got a lot of issues. She really does. I don't like KB at this point. I like Edmund to an extent, but he's got a lot of issues too. I think Edmund needs therapy. I think, excuse me, KB needs therapy too. I don't know what she needs. She's got a lot of issues. She seems like an aggressor. Oh, and then, like, in a not nice way. And I'm like, she's got a lot of issues. Oh my goodness. And then, so I did Anton and Allie. There's not much to say about them. Sparkle, Megan, Jordan. I think I said everything I needed to say. Joe and Madison. Oh my God, that guy. Oh my God. Oh, thank you so much, Lawrence. Oh my freaking God. When they're on their little, like, when they went to, like, the couples pool thing, he was so mean to her. But I could tell from the moment that what's his name again? Joe looked at Madison, I could tell he wasn't attracted to her, and she was attracted to him because he's all right looking. And to be honest, I don't think Madison's weight is that big of an issue. She's pleasantly pudgy, but she's not fat. She's like got a little more to love. She's curvy. She's voluptuous. But she dressed. I was telling my stepdaughter because she was watching a little bit with us last night, and then with me today for a minute before she left to go do whatever she was doing. And I'm like, I don't get it. I think Madison is really pretty. She dresses nice. She has a really nice personality. And Joe was just being so mean to her. But I could tell from the moment he first laid eyes on her, he was not into her. And on the side, he said he usually goes for girls that are, women that are thinner. And I'm like, okay. And then my stepdaughter looked at him and when he said that, when I was watching it today, and I'm like, and she's like, she's not even fat. Look at you. Because he's not that thin either. Yeah. I'm like, he's not. And he's hairy. And like, I don't know. I mean, he's nothing special. He really isn't. He's nothing special. He's just okay. But the way he treated her at the like couples pool thing was so mean. And then he was just ignoring her. He was acting like a real dick. And then when she went back to the hotel room to check on him and I guess to go to bed, and then she wound up leaving, I think, because he has like real bad BDE, big D energy in the worst way. He is such a D, such a dick. And the way he was acting was not like a man that was hungover or that was still drunk. And I'm like, the guy can't still be drunk. The party was hours ago. I think he was on drugs. I think that Joe does drugs and not just drinking. Like, it was not just alcohol. Like, I know alcohol is a drug, but this guy is not just drinking. He's on drugs. He was behaving to her, like, he was acting with her, like, in the hotel room when she was giving him water and trying to take care of him and being all sweet and, like, too nice to him. And I'm, like, thinking to myself, Joe reminded me of somebody that was coming off on heroin or E or another, like, harder drug than just alcohol. He was being so mean. It's midnight there. Wow. It's 6:03 p.m. right now in New Jersey in the United States. So I guess you're like 6 hours ahead of us. That's cool. But he was being so mean to her. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? What the fucking hell? She should just break up with him right then and there. I wouldn't even like try to make things work. And I saw in the previews for the next week's episodes of Love Is Blind season 9 that they're like they make up again or something because they're kissing. I don't even think she should give him another chance. This guy is just too mean, too immature. If he can't see past that, maybe she needs that, like maybe she's like 10, 15 pounds overweight. And she could lose weight if she really wanted to, but she doesn't have to. I mean, if he can't see past her weight, which isn't bad, he's not worth our time. And then who else is there? I think there's one more couple. Annie and Nick. Most people on Instagram think Nick is gay, and I kind of thought that too for a minute. But I also didn't like. There were another couple that I didn't feel belonged together. I like Annie. Nick's okay, but I see them more as friends. The other guy that she was talking to, was his name Blake or something? I forget. Was that Blake? The other guy she was talking to in the pods that she really connected with, I thought was more mature and was more husband material and more better suited for Annie than Nick. I personally, when they're talking about sex, the couples talk about sex, I think that's like a no-no. It's a red flag to me. And with Nick, he was flirting with Annie like that, and I was like, no, this isn't good. I think the other guy was better for Annie. I mean, it could work out, but in the long run, I don't think they're good for each other. I think Annie and Nick should break up. She should go with another guy. So right now, I think the only couples that might work are Anton and Allie. Maybe. They're like 3/4 of a yes to me. And then Sparkle, Megan, Jordan, I think are pretty good. I really think are really good. They just have to stick to it stay mature. I think they're the most mature couple out of all the other ones, and they're nice. And Megan's got her shit together. Jordan seems to have his shit together. He's just decked out in tattoos, but he has a child, so that gives me hope that he probably is more mature than the other people. I mean, that's not always a guarantee, but my husband, when I first met him, he had his daughter. His daughter's 24 now, and when we met, she was 14, I think. So, like, I got into a relationship with a single dad. So, I mean, for him, it was good. And I saw how much he cared about his daughter before I even met her. Yeah, she's 24. My stepdaughter's 24. I'm going to be 42 in less than 2 months. Believe it or not. I'm almost 42. And my stepdaughter's 24. She is gorgeous. She is a beautiful young woman, and she's very talented. And she's also on YouTube and stuff. Oh, I like that car. I'm about to go home. But yeah, those are my predictions. It's a train wreck. Again, it would suck really bad if only one or two couples get married. I'm really hoping that Patrick and Anna connect outside when they both go home, and he like apologizes to her and she gives them a chance, because, and I know she said she tries not to go out with Asian guys because she's Asian, and she tries to like go out with other guys. I think even regardless of their ethnicities and shared ethnicities, I feel like it shouldn't really matter at this point. Like, you can't control you can't control who you're meant to be with, and I kind of feel like maybe they are meant to be, and it just so happens that they're both some kind of Asian. So, and I don't know. Like, it just is what it is. I don't know. Let me know your predictions in the comments if you've seen or are going to watch Love is Blind Season 9 on Netflix. But that's what I think. It just sucks that this season seems to be another what do you call it? What the hell is the word? I don't know. It just sucks. It sucks. Love is blind. Is it blind? I don't know. Love is blurry. I don't know. I don't know if love is blind. For many, it isn't, apparently. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the likes. Holla. Hola. Hey, I'm about to go. Bye. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe, everybody.